Hey, what's up, Pup Pursuit Nation? Okay, so I think it was last week, or maybe it was earlier this week, I don't remember, but a couple days ago, I did a video around how do you best prepare for your coaching session, how to just get fully present, ready to engage, ready to be there 100% and just tap into your intuition, like what my process was for that. And then many of you shared what your process was for it. So that was totally awesome, which then it triggered a totally awesome conversation in my inner circle, my Hot Pursuit Nation inner circle, where we started also talking about not only how do you prepare on the front end for your coaching session, but how do you prepare, how do you best end that session so that you can cleanly leave the energy with that client in that session and either go on to another client and be clean and fresh and focused, or just go on to something else, or just shut it down and go be with your family and go do something fun. Funner. I guess they're both fun, right? Just different kind of fun. So how do you kind of end that coaching session? Hey, Latasha, how do you end that coaching session just nice and clean energetically so that you can be fully focused, fully recharged for your next client or just whatever you have next? And as we got into the discussion in my inner circle, we were just acknowledging, first and foremost, coaching can be exhausting, okay? It requires a ton of our presence. It requires us to really tap into our own intuition and be fully present and engaged and there in a supportive way for our clients, as well as to nudge our clients and have them dig deeper, especially if they're resisting us, how to help them navigate through just even their own resistance. That's a lot of, it's a lot of work energetically. Even if you're just sitting for the hour or hour and a half of that session, you're exhausted by the end. So how do you best end the session cleanly, energetically, and go on after that? That was the question, and that was the discussion we had in my inner circle. And here's what my response was, and here's how, hey, Angela, here's what my response was, and here's how we all kind of discussed it. But this is also a question thrown out to you all, how do you best end your sessions after you hang up the phone, after you hit end on your Zoom connection or leave meeting? How do you just kind of restore yourself energetically to go on to your next task or client? And what I usually do, and it's taken me a little bit to get here, but what I usually do is remind myself that I gave my best, and that's all that I can do is give my best. That's all that I'm responsible for, is to give my best and to trust that my client got what they were meant to get from the session, and to detach from what they choose to do or not do even after the session. That was a hard one to learn. I was so attached to what my clients would do or not do beyond our session. I was so attached to their activity and their goal that it was I wanted it more than they did at times. And I put so much pressure on myself for them to take action that I took on that responsibility. And if they weren't taking action, then it was I was the bad coach or I was doing something wrong. And so at the end of a session, I just remind myself that I am not responsible for what they choose to do or not do beyond our call, that I am responsible to show up 100%, give my A game, and be fully present. And so at the end, I can be at peace with that and feel really good about how I showed up and be done with it. Wish them well with their action items and their week, and just stay in that space of knowing and believing and trusting that they got exactly what they needed from that session, that they are going to process through exactly what they need to process through, and trust them, see them as fully resourced to take the necessary action that they need to take to move forward, to progress forward. And from that, I can take a nice big deep breath with a nice big exhale and go on. So that's one thing, is just getting in the right mindset as I end the session. Know that They got exactly what they needed. I showed up and gave my best, trusting them, seeing them fully resourced, fully capable to progress and move forward. I don't need to like baby them and handhold them and do everything for them. I don't need to like over deliver from a place of feeling like they don't have it covered, but rather trust that they have it covered and end it there cleanly from a place of empowerment for both myself and for them. And then doing some sort of pattern interrupt activity in my body. I might run upstairs and go get a drink, refill my glass of water, go to the bathroom, might step outside, take a nice deep breath, do a lap around the house, go chat with my kids or my nanny or my husband, depending on how much time I have in between clients. But just that pattern interrupt of getting out of my coach mode for a minute. Before I jump back in and do another client or do some other activity or even shut down for the day. So that's the question is, oh, hey, Renee, I love you too. So that's the question is so if you want to know how I prepare in the front end for clients, go watch the video from a couple days ago. But if you want this Facebook Live is all about what to do at the end. And again, it was a great discussion we had in my inner circle. And so now I want to continue that discussion here with this video is what do you do at the end of a coaching session after you hang up to feel recharged, to exhale, a nice hour's work well done, but then to detach yourself from the session so that you can go on to the next one or the next activity. What do you do? What is your process? What is the mindset? What is the belief system? And again, what is there? If there's something specific that you do, share it below. I think this is a great conversation for us to learn from one another and just be better coaches, show up better, show up more recharged, show up more in charge of our businesses. So comment below. Looking forward to your comments. #replay if you're catching the replay. Still want to hear from you. All right. Mwah. Love ya. Have an amazing day.